Hey guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Hello everyone.
www.dreamgiveaway.com. How are you all doing today?
It's a beautiful day, Thursday.
It's a beautiful day. I noticed that you have the door open so we can let some of that great Florida sunshine and air in.
And some other stuff to go out.
That's right. We had fired up the Charger 500 and we're checking it out. And if you guys are super, if you give us some good feedback, then we may just fire this up for you on a Thursday. I know Fire It Up Friday is tomorrow. We'll still fire something up tomorrow. But I'm itching to fire something up. So maybe we'll fire up the Charger 500. Who's watching us, PJ?
Just starting here. But Chris, tell us what the difference is between this 500 Charger and what we normally see out of a 69 Charger.
Oh, so easy to show you the differences on it. First of all, you got to remember only 392 of these Charger 500s were ever produced. So think of any 69 Charger that you've seen in your life. You probably have never seen one of these. Very few people have. So we're very fortunate here in the Dream Giveaway Garage to give this one away. If you have a vision in your mind of a 69 Charger RT, Charger 500 is a whole different animal. And the reason is aerodynamics. Dodge really needed a vehicle that was going to compete on those super speedways of the Daytona 500, Talladega, so on and so forth. And they found that the more power they put in the car, the slower the car went. Well, it doesn't take too long till you figure out that the air is working against you. So they had to figure out why and how quickly to modify that to get this car into NASCAR racing. So they introduced this car in June of 1968. It was less than 6 months later. It was January of 1969 when it ran its first race at Riverside in, I believe, the Riverside 500. So here's the changes that Dodge had to make. They had to pull out the RT grille, which has hideaway headlights, and they had to take this fixed grille from a Dodge Coronet. Pulled it right off of the factory parts bin, they installed it, boom. That helped solve some of that front end aero issue that was going on there. But that's not the only thing that made this one different. Now, of course, the emblems are different, but I'm going to talk about this stuff that's a little more pronounced than simply the emblems. So if you come back here to the rear, you're going to see that all this was modified. Think of a 69 Charger RT, how it kind of has that flying buttress. Look right here in the inset. That's where the huge aero problem was on the super speedways. So they had to redesign this whole back area, the whole back glass, how it sat in there. And as they did that, they also found that their deck lid from the regular Charger in 1969 was no longer going to serve its purpose. So they had to make it shorter here. You can see how much shorter this is than a normal deck lid, which would go all the way back to about right here. All of these changes were all to get better aero, AERO, on the super speedways. In other words, aerodynamics. And those are the differences. Once they did all those sheet metal changes, they put some splashy decals on here, the 500 there, nice raised 500 emblem on the back. And what's very cool is they kept the Charger gas cap because that's so iconic. They didn't have to modify that. So whether you have an RT or you have a Charger 500, the gas cap is still in that place. So of these 392 that were produced, you could get them with a 440 or you could get them with a 426 Hemi. But to get one, you had to be in the know. You had to be a professional racer. You had to already be racing in NASCAR, like Buddy Baker or David Pearson. Or you had to be an NHR racer, like Don Garlitz, who personally told me that Dodge sent him one of these. And Don had a Charger 500 in his personal collection, not this one, a different one, for many, many years. PJ, what's up?
Mike Brown says, what engine do you prefer, the 440 Magnum or the 426 Hemi?
Oh, you know, I gotta be honest, it's hard not to prefer that 426 Hemi, but guys who were street racing back in the day, that 440 was a little bit lighter. And that 426 Hemi cost you more if you were buying the new car. So the 440 was a great alternative for guys who couldn't afford the Hemi or needed a little weight shaving on that front end for whatever racing they were doing back in the day. Me personally, 426 Hemi. But listen, I want to kick this Charger 500 out of my garage, would you?
Look at this engine.
Look at this engine. I mean, this is so fantastic. In fact, this 440 with the 4-speed is more rare than the Hemi ones. I believe they only made, and don't quote me on it, maybe 27 of these out of the 392 had the 440 and a 4-speed. In fact, most of these Charger 500s were automatic cars. So to get a 4-speed at all is a rarity, and the 440 with the 4-speed is super rare. Super rare. And look at the condition here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So any other questions about what differentiates a Charger RT from 1969 like you would have seen on Dukes of Hazzard with a Charger 500 from the same year?
Not sure of that, but Chris, give me one more question. Why is there so much room in between here and here?
Welcome to the 60s, PJ. That was just it. Now, what some manufacturers did was to put baffles here to help direct the airflow more into the radiator, but for whatever reason, Dodge engineers didn't do it. I mean, this is typical of how much space you'd have in front of the radiator before, your front end sheet metal back in the 1960s. And not only do you have space here, look down there. You can see the floor right there on the flank of the factory headers. And remember, you could not get these cars with air conditioning. You could get them with power steering. With power steering, you can see the pump right here, and you could get them with power assist brakes, as you can see right over there against the firewall.
Terry says, I love second-gen Chargers. I had a 70 and really loved it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Terry, had you ever seen a Charger 500 before, except maybe in a magazine story? Super, super rare and hard to find. And of those 392, that doesn't mean that they're all still around. Maybe half of them, who knows? So if you see one, it's pretty special.
Frank says, I hope this ends up in my garage.
Yeah, you're not going to kick it out of your garage either, are you?
Super rare then, really
Super rare. What do you think, guys? Should I fire it up? Come on, give me some thumbs up if you want me to fire it up.
Phil says the Dodge engines have their own distinct sound due to the firing order. My personal vehicle is a 21 Charger RT plus with the 5.7 Hemi.
That's a nice engine. Very nice engine. By the way, while we're talking about Dodge, did you guys see the concept car? The new Dodge Charger Daytona SRT all electric.
EV, right?
Yeah, that Dodge debuted yesterday. It sounds like a muscle car, it shifts like a muscle car, and it's all electric. And they promise us it's going to have more power than a Hellcat. That's 2 years away. If you haven't seen it on the internet yet, you've got to take a look at it. That Dodge is rocking and rolling. That new Charger SRT Daytona electric looks just like a modern interpretation of the black Charger that's in the movie Bullet. And you've got to love, it's got this front air dam. You just got to see it. It's amazing.
So how is that going to make these cars even more rare?
That'll make these even more collectible. Plus, it shows that Dodge is in it to win it. Dodge is into muscle car performance. They're not going the slow boy route. They're going to keep producing high performance vehicles for the American muscle car public. And great job, Dodge. Tim and all you guys, you're rocking and rolling.
Now everybody wants to see this thing get fired up.
Okay, let's do it. Let's fire it up.
Now we do have the back windows open because this is a little bit more rich when you're behind the car here.
Okay, guys. The odometer says 30,770. Considering that these cars were, race cars when they were new, it's very possible that these are actual miles. I can't confirm it, but it could be. Here we go. Wow, first turn of the key, PJ. Let's let it idle for a second and enjoy that wonderful sound of that Mopar. Big block 440 Mopar. 375 horsepower. And there's the sound of that dual exhaust. What do you guys think, huh? Music to your ears? Digging it. Ooh, PJ, you getting sleepy back there?
Ooh, that was an experience.
There you go. I'll tell you what, guys, what a wonderful car to win. This has got to be the most incredible classic Dodge vehicle we've ever given away. You know, we gave away the Super Bee that had a 6-pack on it. We gave away a Hemi, a red Hemi 70 Challenger, but there's just something special about this 69 Charger 500. Built for the super speedways, concourse restoration.
Did they all come with this white interior?
No, you could get all black interior, white interior, I believe a tan interior, and oh, who forgets those wonderful green interiors? So no, you had interior color options. I like the contrast of the red and the white. I think it shows it off really, really well. But my favorite part of this interior has got to be this 4-speed. Sitting right here, and this is just such an amazing looking shifter right here, guys. And PJ, I know it needs a white shifter knob, but looks really, really good.
It looks
right there.
Classic in its own right.
So I'll tell you, thanks for joining us today. Do I have to answer any other questions for our fans?
No, everybody says it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Idle is awesome, Mike Brown says.
And let me remind you guys, whoever wins this is also going to get this hero card telling its backstory, that the last owner was Ray Everham from NASCAR. Everything's been rebuilt. It's got a 6-pack camshaft, numbers matching trans, Hemi trans, a new clutch and flywheel. Got 354 Dana rear, genuine track pack car, 37 verified 444 speed transmissions and Charger 500s. I said 27, so I was close. Wow, one of 392. Amazing. All right, guys, let me put this down, or put this over here, I should say. Any other shout-outs we need today, PJ?
Phil's like, hey, fired right up.
Fired right up. All right, guys, a week from tomorrow, big award ceremony for another fantastic Mopar product, the T-Rex, 707 horsepower. Or is it 710? 700 plus horsepower in the T-Rex, and that'll be next Friday at noon here. For dreamgiveaway.com in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Mike Brown says, so this is Everham's old Charger?
Correct. Yeah, came out of Ray Everham's personal collection. All right, guys. Anything else, PJ?
JJ Cook says hello from California. So
hello from California. Yeah, it's been a long time since you saw these vehicles running up the 405, huh, JJ? All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Anything else, PJ?
That's it.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. More great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes. It doesn't get any better than this Holy Grail Charger 500 with a big block 440 cubic inch Dodge Magnum V8 and a 4-speed and a traction lock rear, and it all happens here live for dreamgiveaway.com in the Dream Giveaway Garage. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you next time, everyone.